What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and obviously this is not my normal Saturday video. I'm not sitting in front of a computer talking about a game, mainly because nothing is going on, but something big happened in my life. And I always feel like I have to share these kind of things with you. As you can see from the title of this video, I have purchased a new car, or I suppose I am in the process of purchasing a new car with monthly payments and whatnot. But yeah, I normally post a video showing off whatever vehicle I get whenever I get a new car. And it's kind of become a trend that happens with the channel every 2 years, which is very unfortunate for me because it's a lot of money to buy a car. But I do feel like I know you guys, and you guys feel like you know me, so I felt compelled to kind of show you guys what I'm driving and give you some backstory as to why I actually purchased a new car, because I had no intention of buying a new car this time last week. Even on Monday, I wasn't planning on buying a new car, but it happens, and life has a funny way of making that kind of thing happen. So a little bit of backstory before I go show you guys the vehicle. I was driving a 2000 Nissan Xterra that was cherry red, and I ended up paying about $5,000 for that car, and I got that in July of 2014. So I drove it for, as you can tell, probably about a year and a half. Now, it was running fine up until about 3 weeks ago, and it started missing whenever I would start it up. It would be not really a cold morning, but if it was like 45 degrees, 50 degrees, right around there, you know, where it's kind of mild outside, but still a little bit it would start missing, you know, the engine would misfire and whatnot, and it just wasn't sounding good at all, and it was running poorly, and it was taking so much gas to keep it going just because the engine was really just not running well. And also, for instance, imagine you're going on the on-ramp of a highway, like you're getting on the highway, and as you're going up this little hill right here, I would probably hit about 50 just to, you know, match the speed of the traffic. And so whenever I hit that 50, my car would stick there. And it would just stay at 50, and no matter how much gas I gave the vehicle, it would not change gears. So with a little bit of research, with some help from my dad, and a little bit of, you know, online looking into what the problem might be, we found out that it was going to be the timing chain. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, the car itself I purchased for $5,000, and to get the timing chain fixed, the labor was going to cost more than the chain, and it all would have cost probably about $2,200. So obviously I'm not going to put that much money into a vehicle that I paid $5,000 for. So while the vehicle was still at least halfway drivable, while it was still presentable and able to be sold to a dealership, we figured we would go ahead and just start looking for a new vehicle, and so we did. And we started doing this online, and we first started looking at new cars, and that was out of the question just because of how much I'm getting paid from my Starbucks barista thing, because that is what I do other than YouTube. I actually am a barista at a Starbucks. So that was out of the question, and then we started looking at certified pre-owned, and so we went to Toyota. That was still too expensive, and there wasn't really anything that I enjoyed or really would be proud to drive. Looked at Nissan, looked at a couple of other brands of vehicles and whatnot, and we eventually ended up on Ford, which is where we found a 2013 Ford Fusion. And this is the year that they switched from being an old man car to something that actually looks, you know, decent to drive. It looks like a nice vehicle. And so it was a 2013 Ford Fusion for $15,000, which is what it was listed as on the website, and we were like, whoa. You know, how many miles does it have on it? And so the mileage was actually right at about 15,186, I believe, is what it was whenever we purchased it. So 15,000 miles, $15,000 for a car that is now technically 2 years old, just because the ones that were on the lot when we were there were the 2015 cars. And so the car is technically 3 years old now, we'll go ahead and say it. So for a car that's 3 years old, has no like wrecks or anything on its record, and has 15,000 miles on it, to get that for $15,000 would be a dream. So we drove over to the dealership that night, did a little bit of negotiating. It turns out the $15,000 was just an estimate. If you traded in a car, they assumed that you would have a car that was worth $3,000. Mine was not, and so it ended up being probably about $17,000, which is okay, you know, 16 some, you know, a little bit of money there. But I got set up on a payment plan, and I'm really excited about the new vehicle. It runs so smoothly, it drives incredibly. So without further ado, now that I've explained the entire situation, let's go check out my new car. So here it is, the 2013 Ford Fusion, and this is the first year that they implemented these new grills on the front of it. Obviously, it doesn't look like an old man vehicle like it used to. It looks more official, looks like something you can be proud to drive. I also have a Hawaiian girl right there in the windshield because, you know, you got to keep some class with it. But this is the 2013 Ford Fusion, and as I said, it has 15,000 miles or so on it, which is something I'm pretty proud of. The only default, or the only thing that's wrong with the car right here is, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there are just like a couple of little scratches there, but they're even in the top coat of the paint, so it's not going to be that hard to get out. But I did want to show you guys this car, obviously, just because, you know, I feel like I know you guys, feel like you guys know me, and it has pretty, as you can see, the tread on the tires is not bad whatsoever. And in general, it's just a really nice quality vehicle. So we'll go ahead, I'll take out my keys, which show you guys right here. It has the flip out thing right there. So we'll unlock the doors and we will get into the car. Now, obviously I have not had time to junk it up much yet, but it does have a pretty nice sound system thing going on here. It's got some nice air controls and whatnot. And I suppose we will go ahead and crank the car. So we'll just gotta ease it in there. Sorry, trying to do this one-handed. All right, so the car is on. Obviously, this is what the front speedometer area looks like, and obviously there's the gears, there's the speedometer, and you have a whole bunch of different options for how you want to have this stuff displayed. So I'll try to zoom in right here. You got fuel economy, you've got distance to empty, you've got your different mileages and whatnot, and fuel history, which is also a really cool feature. And obviously you can see how many gallons you're getting per mile, which is obviously really awesome, because the Xterra didn't have any of this. As I said, it was a 2000, so these new amenities are pretty new to me. This is not leather, this is cloth, so this is the interior. It's a cloth seat, and I spilled some water right there earlier, but it is a cloth seat, and obviously I have cloth pretty much throughout the entire vehicle. The only thing that's wrong with the interior is this right here. Now this obviously, hold on, that's how big this is. It's like less than the size of my fingernail, which is pretty incredible. But it has automatic windows and all of that good stuff. Power, I can actually just push this button and the window automatically rolls down like that. And then obviously going back up, which is pretty awesome. I have to admit that I really like that feature, and I can do that all the way around. You've got incredible radio. It goes up really high, and the customization is also really nice too. So we'll take a look at that. Obviously you can do treble, sound, and all that. Fade, balance, which is great. And there are also different customizations that you can do for specifically drivers. If you wanted to optimize the vehicle audio for the driver, if you wanted to optimize it for the passenger, it's pretty awesome stuff like that. The airbags right here, well, obviously the airbag is right here, but it has controls right here, so whether you are left-handed or right-handed, you can pretty much just control all of this stuff while you're driving, which is really nice. It has Bluetooth, so you can answer phone calls and whatnot. Volume control, there's where you would hang up the phone, there's where you would pick up the phone. You can push to talk, you can do all this awesome stuff, and I have to admit that this entire little area right here is one that gets used a good bit. So down here, obviously there's where you would shift gears at, there's some cup holders, and then here is a pretty nice wide area for change, for CDs and whatnot. And right here is something I really like. It actually has a pen holder. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a pen holder right there. I'm pointing at it, and so you can just stick a nice little pen down there just for whenever you need to you know, sign a check or whatever. And then of course there's where you would charge a USB with your phone or whatever, and then the line in, so you can literally play music from your phone while the phone is in here. And then of course you would be able to control that on the steering wheel. So all in all, I thought that was pretty impressive. Sorry for the terrible camera work, but this is my new vehicle. I'm very proud of it, and it's going to take a lot to pay off, but I am going to be able to do it. I won't be able to buy, like, you know, as much as I normally would, you know, as far as games and stuff go, because I am pretty, I don't want to say I'm free with my money, but if a new game comes out and I want it, I'm normally able to buy it just because of how much I work. But with this new vehicle, you know, I'm definitely going to have to be making up for it in some way, shape, or form, but that's totally okay because this is a quality vehicle that does not have many miles on it, gets good gas mileage, and it should last me for quite a long time. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this particular video. Hope you guys enjoyed my car. Let me know what you drive down in the comments section below, or if you don't drive, what you want to drive whenever you get a car, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.